People who left their partner the day of the wedding. What happened? Obligatory not me, but... Bride's best friend decided the wedding was the perfect time to announce that bride was secretly pregnant. Problem is, groom was religious and saving himself for marriage, and bride agreed to it. They hadn't had sex before. Turns out she had been cheating for most of the relationship because of this. I believe she planned on waiting until after they had sex and telling him the child was his. Turned into a very interesting situation where groom's parents were very upset, thinking he broke his promise of abstinence to them. Bride's parents were celebrating the pregnancy. Bride and groom both had looks of absolute horror. I don't know if this counts, but 6 years ago, in March, my fiancé and I decided to postpone our wedding. The weekend the wedding would have been, he left me home alone to go spend the weekend with his parents. We lived an hour away from our parents, didn't have cell service or Wi-Fi, no landline. His parents posted all over Facebook that they were celebrating him not getting married to me and were celebrating his new girlfriend, a friend of ours he constantly told me not to worry about. My mom screenshot all the Facebook posts, drove an hour out to where I was and said, "Hey, sister, what are we going to do here?" I took a hot shower and cried. Then we packed all of my stuff up and left a letter to him on the dining room table with the ring. Later he texted me asking, "Is this what you really want?" I replied saying, "Nope, but it's what I need." Not me, but my best friend. I was set to be his best man at his wedding while I was organizing his bachelor party. I reached out to some of our old friends to invite them. One of them who showed up we hadn't really seen in like 10 years, and asked who he was getting married to, and I told him. And he was just silent for a minute and said, "Bro, I literally just hooked up with her a couple weeks ago." I thought it was a joke, but he sent me a pic. Hardest fucking conversation I have ever had to have, and it was only like 12 hours to the wedding. What happened after that? What did he do? It wasn't too dramatic, thank God. He had me send him the pic. Then he went back home and confronted his fiancée, who copped to it. And she didn't even stop him when he called everyone to say the wedding was off. It was shockingly amicable. Funnily enough, she asked the friend she had hooked up with if he wanted to get together sometime. And he just told her, "Hell no, you cheated on my friend," and blocked her. We called it the non-wedding. It was a very small backyard do, and when we showed up, a relative of the groom ushered us out back and whispered that the wedding was off, but they had all this food and to help ourselves. Apparently just that morning, the groom found out that the bride slept together at the stripper at her bachelorette party. But his family said they'd already spent all the money on the party, so they'd just tell people when they arrived. It was one of the most awkward experiences of my life, because the groom just sat dejectedly in a chair, while people tried to cheer him up. We ate a little out of obligation and then got the hell out of there.